What's up, Wavelings? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be jumping into 8 reputations coming from the Burning Crusade expansion for World of Warcraft and how to get exalted with them. I'll be doing the rest in later videos, but I wanted to break it apart into multiple videos to limit the size of each video. That said, make sure you stick around to the end, as some of the reputations near the end are a lot easier to get than the ones near the beginning. When you finish, make sure to smash like and comment below letting me know what you think of the video. Also, don't forget to get subscribed and hit that little bell to get notified of when I upload. As said in the most recent Exalted video, which you can check out here, it always helps to make sure you play a human if you can, and use the Darkmoon Fair reputation boost whenever possible. They're not needed, but they make things easier. That said, first on our list, we're going to be hitting the reputation Ashtongue Deathsworn. To start us off with this reputation, we're going to need to find Haggard War Veteran in Shattrath City, who will give us a quest called Aldor, which will have us talking to none other than Aldor. Turning this in, we're going to be picking up the quest City of Light, which will have us following Khadgar's servant around, listening to its story. After this extremely long escort, finish this and we can return to Khadgar, who will ask us to pledge allegiance to either the Aldor or the Scryers, both of which are factions in Shattrath City. Pick one of those and pick up the quest associated with the faction of your choice, turning it right back into Khadgar. After this, you'll be aligned with either the Aldor or the Scryers. After you are, you want to pick up the quest Tablets of Ba'ari. This will be picked up in one of 2 different places depending on which faction you pick. For the Aldor, it'll be Anchorite Ceyla in Shadowmoon Valley. For Scryers, it will be Arcanist Thelis, also in Shadowmoon Valley. Collect the 12 Ba'ari tablets asked for by the quest and turn that back in. You should start getting reputation with the Aldor or Scryers with these quests as well, which is another reputation we will be going over. After that, Ceyla or Thelis will follow that up with Oranu the Elder, where you'll be obtaining the orders from Akama from Oranu the Elder at the ruins of Ba'ari. Following that, we will be picking up the Ashtongue Corruptions. This will have us flying around killing 4 broken Draenei for their medallion fragments. Completing that will be given the Warden's Cage, where you'll need to interrogate Sonoru and turn your quest into him. At this point, both factions should be at the same quest location. Turning the Warden's Cage in, you'll be asked to kill Xandris, a satyr near Sonoru, for the quest Proof of Allegiance. Killing that, then turning this in, you'll realize that we finally start seeing the Ashtongue Deathsworn reputation. In addition to that, you will move on to the quest Akama. This quest will have you talking to, Akama. Anyway, then he'll give you the quest Seer Udalo, which has you going into Arcatraz in Tempest Keep to find Seer Udalo dead. His corpse will give you the quest A Mysterious Portent, which has you heading straight back to Akama, who will give you the Adam Terrace, which is where you'll go to find the Heart of Fury. Then you'll bring that back and turn it in. Finally, picking up the last quest in this chain, Akama's Promise. This quest has you bringing the Medallion of Karadbor to Adyen in Shattrath City for a cool 1000 rep for both the Sha'tari and the Ashtongue Deathsworn. Completing this quest chain with no rep boost should net you 1925 reputation with Ashtongue Deathsworn, 1000 rep with the Sha'tari, and 825 rep with either the Aldor or the Scryers. Next up, we're going to go complete a quest chain that will help us with the main grind of this rep. You'll want to head to the Serprentshrine Cavern, which is located beneath the lake in Zangarmarsh. Head in there and find Seer Olum and pick up the quest The Secret Compromised, which will then send you back to Akama. Turning that in, you'll pick up Ruse of the Ashtongue, which will require you to kill Aldor while wearing the Ashtongue Cowl. Bonus points if you go to the end for Kalthos and get Ashes of Aldor while you're here. You gotta know we're all after it. Coming back, Akama will be asking us to go off to another raid far away, with an artifact from the past. That raid being Battle for Hyjal. Completing that by getting the time-phased phylactery from Rage Winterchill, you'll return to Akama once more, picking up the Hostage Soul and taking that to Aldor in Shattrath City. Aldor has you traveling to the entrance of Black Temple for the aptly named entry into the Black Temple. Following this, you'll pick up a Distraction for Akama from Zuri. Then Zuri will give you the quest Seek Out the Ashtongue, which has you entering the Black Temple to find Seer Kurenai, who will give you Redemption of the Ashtongue, a quest to kill Shade of Akama. After completing that, you'll be given the quest The Fall of the Betrayer, where you're asked to kill Illidan, the final boss of the raid. In return, you'll be given the Blessed Medallion of Karadbor, which allows you to teleport back to Black Temple when you like. In addition to that, you will also have gained an additional 2,925 Ashtongue Deathsworn reputation and 400 reputation with the Sha'tari. That all said, at this point you should have 4,850 rep with Ashtongue Deathsworn, or more likely a little more, and the grindy bit of the reputation starts, and where that medallion comes in handy. From here to Exalted, you are going to be doing the weekly full run of Black Temple, making it so you can teleport back to the Black Temple each week for your run. Moving on from there, we can easily hop on over to the Aldor or the Scryers, whichever one you chose. These reputations are quite easy actually. While you're running through various zones and dungeons and outlands, there are 4 items you'll semi-frequently come across that you'll need to track 2 of, and 2 items you'll see less frequently that you'll need to track 1 of. The 4 semi-frequent items are the Mark of Kil'jaeden, Mark of Sargeras, Firewing Signet, and Sunfury Signet. The less frequent items are Fel Armament and Arcane Tome. For the Aldor, you'll need to track the 2 Marks and the Fel Armaments. For the Scryers, you'll need to track the 2 Signets and the Arcane Tomes. Another option, as I always recommend on account of my clear lack of judgment for the value of money, is to just buy these items off the auction house. They're not too expensive for what you're getting honestly, but they are a little bit pricey. Anyway, for the Aldor, the Marks of Kil'jaeden and Marks of Sargeras can be turned into Adyen the Lightwarden, each turning in at 250 rep per 10 marks. The Fel armaments can actually be turned into Ishanah, however, and for 350 rep per single armament. For the Scryers, Scryers? For the Scryers, the Firewing Signets and Sunfury Signets can be turned into Magistrix Fyalenn, similar to Aldor, each turn-in being 250 rep per 10 Signets. The Arcane Tomes can be turned into Vorenthal the Seer, again similar to Aldor, for 350 rep per single tome. It's definitely worth noting though, the Marks of Kil'jaeden and the Firewing Signets only work until you are honored. After that, you will have to use only Marks of Sargeras and Sunfury Signets respectively. The Fel armaments and Arcane Tomes, however, will always work, just like the Marks of Sargeras and Sunfury Signets. What I'd recommend doing is bringing enough Marks of Kil'jaeden or Firewing Signets to get to Honored, which could be as much as 240 of either, then get enough of the Marks of Sargeras or Sunfury Signets to get to Exalted, which could be as much as 1,320 of either. Make sure you check your prices, as I don't know how consistent this is, but on my server, the Fel Armament or Arcane Tome was about the price of 30 Marks of Sargeras or Sunfury Signets, definitely making them not worth it. Also worth noting, by the time I actually recorded the video for this, the price of the Fel Armaments and Arcane Tomes had actually gone up 3 times what they previously were, so again, don't expect consistency on the prices. Also, for the masochists out there, there's an achievement called Hero of Shattrath, where you must get Exalted status with both the Aldor and the Scryers. You can't get these both at the same time, however, so bear that in mind. If you're interested in pursuing that achievement, I'll link it in the description down below on Wowhead, where there's comments aplenty that explain how to do this. Just figured I'd make the note. Alright, the rest of the reputations are going to be kind of scattered and all over the place, literally, and not really related to each other, so bear that in mind. The next rep we're going to be going for is the Sporregar reputation. There's only one quest we have to do, and that's this quest in the Underbog. You'll head into the dungeon, which is located under the lake in Zangarmarsh. Then you'll talk to Teshu, who will tell you the objective of the quest. Bring me a shrubbery! Which is 5 Sanguine Hibiscus. And the follow-up repeatable, bring me another shrubbery! I apologize about that. Completing this quest will grant you 750 rep towards Sporregar. That said, what you want to do is make sure you're on a character which has herbalism, then with that character make sure you track herbs. Then run through the Underbog dungeon a bunch of times. Pay attention to your minimap, as Sanguine Hibiscus will show up there, which you can collect for the quest. In addition to that, the mobs in the dungeon can drop Sanguine Hibiscus as well, so make sure you're looting enemies. You'll get what seems to be about 21 rep per mob killed as well, so you can grind the dungeon enough times so that you have enough turn-ins to get you to Exalted. Once you have completed the dungeon and collected as much Sanguine Hibiscus, head to Teshu and turn them in. Repeat this until you are Exalted with Sporregar. After Sporregar, we're going to be moving on to a couple of reputations I'm going to steal from my Easy Mounts video, link in the card in the description. The Kurenai or Maghar, as well as Sha'tari Skyguard. A pretty big bonus to these 2 reps, as I suggested already, is that you get mounts for completing these reps. And a decent number of mounts for that matter, 13 to be specific. We're going to start with the Kurenai or Maghar first. You can only do one of them based on what your faction is, so keep that in mind. For the Alliance, it's Kurenai, and for the Horde, it's Maghar. I'll go over each of them, but they're essentially counterparts to each other. For Alliance, Kurenai, you'll want to head to Zangarmarsh and find Ikuti. He will give you the quests Daggerfen Deviance and Angorosh Encroachment. After picking those up, head over to the Wanted post and pick up Wanted Chieftain Mumaki. Complete those killing Ogres and Broken Draenei. Then pick up Overlord Gorefist and A Message to Talar. Kill some more Ogres, then turn that in, picking up Stinger Venom, the Terror of Marshlight Lake, Lines of Communication, and Natural Armor. Complete all of those and pick up Moktu's Revenge. Finish that and we'll finally be headed to Nagrand, where the bulk of this reputation takes place. Turn in A Message to Talar to Warden Moif Jill in Nagrand. Pick up fierce enemies, and we'll be heading to one of several ogre farms. There's multiple locations available to farm, and you can go to any of them, but the one I'm going to is the one I find to be most effective personally. Get your 10 warbeads and head back to turn them in for 500 rep, then the real grind starts. You can now repeat this 10 warbeads quest from here. Killing each ogre grants 10 rep, and turning in 10 of the warbeads grants 500 rep. It seems that ogres drop the beads at a rate of about 1 in every 3 ogres killed. That said, it's roughly 30 ogres per turn-in, which is 300 rep. Then the turn-in is 500 rep, which altogether totals to 800. Assuming you have 39,000 reputation to get to Exalted from 0 of 6,000 friendly, you'll need about 1,470 ogre kills to get Exalted. As said, you can get mounts from this by going to Trader Narasu in Nagrand. For the Horde, Maghar, it's a little bit complicated getting to the main grind. If you've leveled via questing, you'll be anywhere along this chain, so be sure to use a quest tracker to see where you are on this. Or if you've already done this for that matter. If you've leveled via dungeons, or if you're a demon hunter or your character was boosted, chances are you haven't done any of these quests. That said, you'll want to head to Lieutenant General Orion to get Arrival and Outland. Turn that in just north of here to Vlaga Freyfeather, who will give you Journey to Thramar, the objective of which, surprisingly enough, being to journey to Thramar. Take that and turn that into General Krakork, who I still feel has a strange and unusual name, by the way, and grab Report to Nazgrel and, Report to Nazgrel. The quests aren't really too creatively named at this point. Get the quest, Eradicate the Burning Legion, then talk to Sergeant Shatterskull to turn that in. Grab Fellspark Ravine and complete that, moving on to Forward Base Reaver's Fall, and turn that in. Don't get Disrupt the Reinforcements, it's not really important. Anyway, head over to Nazgrel again and get a new quest he has available now, the Assassin. Then head to Krun's Spinebreaker, turning in the quest and getting the quest A Strange Weapon. Take that back and turn it in. Get the Warchief's Mandate and take that to Farseer Regalcut, picking up a Spirit Guide. Head back to Krun's body and use the totem. A Ghost Wolf will appear, which you'll need to follow to find Gork and Bloodfist, who you will turn the quest into, getting the quest the Maghar. Take that back to Nazgrel and you'll be ready to go to Nagrand, again where the bulk of this reputation's grind is. Head there to find Warden Bullrock, and get the quest Proving Your Strength. Like Kurenai for the Alliance, you'll need to head to one of the several ogre farms. There's multiple locations available to farm, and you can go to any of them, but the one I'm going to is the one I find to be most effective personally. Get your 10 warbeads and head back to turn them in for 500 rep, then the real grind starts. You can now repeat this 10 warbeads quest from here. Killing each ogre grants 10 rep, and turning in 10 of the warbeads grants 500 rep. It seems the ogres drop the beads at a rate of about 1 in every 3 ogres killed. That said, it's roughly 30 ogres per turn-in, which is 300 rep. Then the turn-in is 500 rep, which altogether totals to 800. Assuming you have 39,000 reputation to get to Exalted from 0 of 6,000 friendly, you'll need about 1,470 ogre kills to get Exalted. As said, you can get the mounts from this by going to Provisioner Nacella in Nagrand. Next up are the Sha'tari Skyguard. We're going to be heading to the east into Terracore Forest. You'll need to go to Severin and Skedis and pick up the quest World of Shadows. Don't worry about the quest Hungry Netherrays though, as it's not worth it for the reputation. Now head a little south and go on a little Arakoa killing spree. You'll need to kill the Arakoa for Shadow Dust. They also will give you 10 rep each when killed. Along the way you'll see these ancients, Talonsworn Forest Ragers. Go ahead and kill them as they grant 30 rep each. After turning in World of Shadows, you'll be given an Elixir of Shadows. Drink this and it will allow you to see Time Lost Arakoa. You can turn in more Shadow Dust to receive more Elixirs as well. Turning this quest in and repeating the quest with more Shadow Dust will give you 150 rep for each turn in. Now you're going to, for the duration of the buff given, go on another Arakoa killing spree. Be sure to continue gathering Shadow Dust as these can help you get more Elixirs of Shadow later. Also gather Time Lost Scrolls from the ghosty Arakoa you find. You'll need these to summon some mini-bosses for even more rep. You'll want to find Talon Priest Isha'al to get Isha'al's Almanac. This will give you a quest aptly named Isha'al's Almanac, which you'll turn into Sky Commander Adaris. Adaris will give you another quest, an ally in Lower City. Turn that in to Rylok the Redeemed in Shattrath City, who will then give you Countdown to Doom, heading you back over to Adaris. Then you can talk to Hazak to get his quest, Hazak's Bargain. Then you'll want to grab his package and give it to him. Then pick up the quest A Shabby Disguise, using the Shabby Arakoa disguise to buy the item Adversarial Bloodlines from Sahak. Bring that to Hazak and pick up the quest Adversarial Blood. Once you have this quest, we can start focusing on getting the bosses summoned that give a lot of rep as well as help complete this quest. To summon the bosses, find the various skull piles in the Skedis area and use them, which will prompt you for which boss you'd like to kill. Pick a boss from the list of Gezerak the Huntress, Dark Screecher Akarai, Karog, and Vakiz the Windrager. 10 Time Lost Scrolls will be removed, and the boss will be summoned. Be sure to keep track of which bosses you kill so you can know which items you need in order to turn in Adversarial Blood or Tokens of the Descendants. Finish that quest and you should now be able to bring the items dropped by the individual bosses to Hazak to receive a Time Lost Offering. Turning in Adversarial Blood will give you 350 rep. Doing the repeatable version of it, Tokens of the Descendants, will also give you 350 rep. When you have the Time Lost Offering, go to the island in the center of the lake and use the skull pile there. It works the same way the other skull piles do, but there's only one boss to choose from, Turok. Killing Turok will give you 500 rep. In addition to the 500 rep, there's a chance you'll be able to loot the toy Time Lost Figurine, which allows you to turn into an old Burning Crusade style Arakoa. Rinse and repeat these quests to grind the reputation. Once exalted, you can purchase any or all of the Netherray mounts, as well as the Netherray Fry battle pet from Grella in Terracar Forest. Next up, in the last rep we're going to be going over, is Tranquillen. Unfortunately, this is a Horde-only reputation, but I think that makes up for the Alliance-only Winter Saber Trainer's reputation in my last reputation video. And this is a bit of a brief one, as it's not really a guide to the reputation so much as pointing it out and bringing attention to how very easy the reputation is to get exalted. Tranquillen is a town in Ghostlands, which is the second leveling zone after Everstongue Woods for Blood Elves. Basically, all you have to do is head there and pick up the quest The Forsaken from Arcanist Vandrel. Then follow that into all the other chains in the town to finish them. Basically, keep doing quests throughout the zone. You'll quickly notice that each quest gives a significant amount of rep, a few of them being 250 to 500 rep, but most giving 1 to 3,000 rep, and a couple giving even more than that. Going for this reputation while quite distracted and as a result quite slowed down, I got Exalted in about an hour and a half of gameplay time, so given a higher level of focus on the task, I'm sure this could easily be cleared in about an hour. Amongst a few other things, when you get Exalted, you'll realize you can buy this almighty god-slaying sword, the Tranquillen Flamberge, which has the most powerful attack proc in this entire game. While using it, it has a chance on hit to send a shadowy bolt at the enemy, causing a humongous 0 shadow damage. Anyway, that's all the reputations we've got for today. These are the easier reputations from the Burning Crusade expansion. The next video should be some of the harder reputations in the Burning Crusade, or just the rest of them. I'll have to see how many will fit into one video without being as long as the monstrosity that is the vanilla reputation video. That said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it and leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought about it. When down there, be sure to get subscribed, and while you're at it, hit that bell to stay notified. Again, that all being said though, this has been your Wave Lord. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.